Purnima Devi in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So, in the class I have discussed about what is class and object and how to create an object for the particular class. So, now I discuss about what are all the data types we have to be used in our Java programming and how to declare the variable and what are all the operators we are using to define our program. So, first one is data types. So, the data types are two different types. So the data types are two different types. First one is a primitive data type and the next one is a non-primitive data type. So in this primitive we use two types. First one is non-numerical and the next one is numerical. So in this non-numerical value we have defined Boolean and character values. So this Boolean will be in either true or false. The character will be, we have to use a single character to define our values. So the next one is numerical value. So in this numerical there are two types. First one is integer. So we have to define our values, the data type as integer. So in this integer, so we have to use byte, short, long. So these are all based on the integer type. The next one is floating point. So floating point will be in digit value. So in this floating, so float and double. So these are all the two values we have used in the floating values. So the data type, it has to be defined in two types, primitive, non-primitive. So in this primitive there are two types, non-numerical and the numerical. So in this non-numerical we have defined the two values, Boolean and the characters. So Boolean will be either true or false and the character which is used to define the single character value. The next one is numerical. So in this numerical we have to define the integer and the floating point. Integer and the floating point will be in point values. So the next non-primitive, in this non-primitive we have to define the string array values. So these are all used to store a variable values. So we have to define the integer, we have to give the values as integer values only, no other values will be accepted. But in non-primitive we have to define the value as string, we have to give the value in a integer, character or a string, anything it will be given based on these string values. So the arrays will be a single data type, we have stored the continuous memory allocation. If we have the 20 values or 30 values, we have stored in a single variable. So that's why we are using the string and array. So these are all the data types which we are used to define our Java program. The next one is variables. So the variables will be, so the variables have a value. So for using the data type we have to define the variable. So the variable will be declared using the username, using the user. So variable means first we have to define the data type. So the data type we see, we have defined either integer, string, character, boolean, some any type. So I have to define my value as integer. So into age. So this is my variable declaration. So integer is a data type and the age will be a variable. So these variable will be declared by the user. So this is the declaration and the integer age equal to 50, 25. So anything it will be given by the user defaultly. So it will be called as initialization. So one the just data type and the variable it will be as a declaration, and if we assign the value using the equal to, so it will be called as an initialization. So these are all the variable. And now see we have to see the operators. What are all the operators we are using in Java programming? So operators. So in these operators we have many types. First one is arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operators means we have to perform an arithmetic operation. That is addition, subtraction, plus, minus, division, multiplication, modulo division. Okay. So for example, into a equal to 10. So in Java programming, so I have to declare my initialize my values as a equal to 10 and into b equal to 20. So I have to perform my addition operation. So into C equal to A plus B. So the value will be printed, saved, the A and B value is addition, and the value will be stored in the C value. So these are all the operators. So we have used arithmetic operator, logical operator. Logical operators we use and, or, not. So these are all the logical values, and the relational operator, greater than, less than, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. So these are all the operators we are using in this Java program.